Are you a South African musician trying to figure out how to register a song with SAMRO with someone that's not registered with SAMRO? Welcome to this episode where I plan on demystifying just that. So, the very first thing that you want to know is if you want to register someone that is not registered with SAMRO, you of course have to be registered with SAMRO and you want to have access to the portal. Now, if you have those things sorted out, I'm going to show you exactly how to register a song where the person is not registered and you are registered. I'm going to head over to my PC and show you step by step how to do that.
What's up? So the very first thing that you have to do obviously is go to the SAMRO portal. You sign in as per usual and then you sign in. So the thing that you'll be doing is a notification of works. So you go on the left hand side. Let me just zoom in a little so you can see what's happening over there. And then you go to where it says My Music and then you say New Notification, similar to how we do the notification of works when it's just yourself. So no assignment music, most likely is what you're doing. The name of the song is the title of the work. So I'm just going to say I like chicken because that's the song I always end up doing. Okay, the duration of the time is the time, how long the song takes. So you just take this up. Let's make this 31 seconds. Okay, perfecto. And then you can leave subtitle out. Classification of work is the music consists of music and text. So the music is just typically if it's a beat or instrumental. Music and text is if there's a rapper or an artist on top of it. Text is if you're just notifying a song that you've written without musical backing yet. Or yes, music and text is what we're going to do here. And then the genre, you can say popular, depends on the type of music you make. And then you find an appropriate genre that matches. I'm just going to use hip hop now because least beats are typical in the hip hop field. So this is obviously if you're getting beats from BeatStars or something like that, and the person is not on SAMRO or South African artist that's not registered with SAMRO. So I'm going to put Skill Music SA. Skill Music SA as the performing artist, and then you go to the next step. So it's pretty much the same as we usually do it. So the first one is when you're doing the notification of work, this is the important part where you add yourself and the other copyright owners. So in the first line, in the roll code, if you are the author, the person who wrote the lyrics, then you are the author. So let me just assume 50% if you are the author. Add to notification. Okay, that's the first person. So now you want to add the person that is not registered with SAMRO. So this is typical if you're getting beats from overseas or if you know the person is not registered with SAMRO as of yet. So you go to where it says natural person. You click in natural person. And then if you notice over here an IPI number, this is not starred because there are cases where you're not working with a person who has an IPI number. But if the person is overseas, they should have their IPI number and you should request that IPI number. And then you'd put that number in here where it says IPI number. So assuming the person does not have an IPI number or you can't get the person's IPI number, leave it blank. So it's important to know if the person has one, then you add it and then it'll make life easier. If they don't have one, then you leave it empty. So for first name, obviously, I'm just going to put Joe. I'm going to put Soap. This is just pretending that the producer of this track, his name is Joe Soap, or the rapper, or the whoever, the person I got that is not part of SAMRO. Okay, now over here, roll code. So composer is typically a beat maker. Author is typically someone who wrote the lyrics of the composition. And then if they contributed to both, so if you got a track that has a chorus already and just the verses need to be filled in, you put composer/author, and then you give the appropriate percentage. Now, something that you have to remember is if you're getting beats from somewhere like BeatStars, SoundClick, etc., they usually give the percentage splits on how much they get from the performance side and the mechanical side. So you put in the same amount. Read your contract carefully. And then if there are different splits that you've negotiated, you put those in. But once you've decided and added that information, you put on add natural person. So now if you look over here where it's got me as the author and the composer, author Joe Soap, combined the PR share is 50-50. So make sure that no matter how you add the different people that you add as natural people, that it all adds up to 100, else you'll have issues. Also make sure that if the person has a sub-publisher, you add them in according to the contract that you got. And then the rest of the process is pretty easy. Add instruments. So this is optional. So I typically leave this out, especially if it's an instrumental that I did make myself. But you can add these details. It just helps if your music is placed on TV, etc. It helps find that out. And then next step is a summary of the track. You just double check everything. You see that the percentage is okay. Then you say next step again. And then they show you a total summary of what has been added. So now you see I Like Chicken is there. You just click on confirm at the bottom and then you submit. But obviously, since I'm not finished with this, I'm not going to click submit. But if you want to add another track, especially if you got a project coming out, you add another title. But for simplicity's sake, I'm not going to add that. You can also say save and complete later, and then it'll be in your drafts. But that is basically the process to add someone that is not registered with SAMRO. Pretty simple process. And in case you want to edit, you can just click, well, you can't now, but you can click in there and see all the information. You see here, unidentified publisher contract, and then you click on edit title if you want to change. But once it's submitted, you won't be able to change any other information. So make sure that the information is correct.
If you want to know how many radio spins you need to make 1,000 Rand from SAMRO, watch this video.